All right, so here's a new Pope Leo appointment. Pope Leo appoints pro-skittles Archbishop Carlo Roberto Maria Redali, known for refusing to condemn Skittles marriages. So he was a little ambiguous on his stance on this issue. He refused to condemn it when he was asked to do so. At one point, gave a very ambiguous answer to the question of Skittles marriages. I'm going to dive into this article here. This is from LifeSite. Note one thing, though. Roman Catholics really, really hate LifeSite news. Except for, I mean, if you're a trad, you don't really care because you're used to this kind of stuff. They do not like scandal being reported on. Most of these people would rather have this stuff swept under the rug, right? I don't think that solves anything. I think this needs to be brought to the light so the bishops are aware, so people are aware, so the laymen are aware, so that way maybe something can be done and these things be addressed. But let's dive into this. Pope Leo appoints pro-skittles Archbishop as secretary for Dicastery for Clergy. So this is the gentleman, Archbishop Carlo, was named today as the new secretary for Dicastery for Clergy. This is John Henry Weston. He runs LifeSite News. He says, breaking. Pope Leo's new secretary for the Dicastery for Clergy is Archbishop Carlo, known for refusing to condemn a Skittles marriage of a Roman Catholic scout leader, instead promoting welcome discernment and integration. That's the quote from this guy. Welcome, discernment, and integration. Now, when I shared this post on X, so I retweeted this, or I quote tweeted it, and I said something along the lines of, are you seeing a pattern yet? I got a big response from different Roman Catholics saying, LifeSite News, this is like fake. Like LifeSite News is just fake news or whatever. That's not the case. This is an actual citation from this person. They're wanting to cover this stuff up. And then they'll say, oh, what about Deaconess? What about they'll bring up 20-year-old scandals or scandals from a year ago or the same 5 scandals from maybe 10 years ago. And they'll say deflect. Let's look at this thing. Well, how about we just focus on the issue that's happening today? Because these things happen every single day, it seems like. So all of these appointments, have you noticed in the last couple of streams that I've pushed out, it's mostly been these crazy appointments. When you're setting up people into these positions to run dicasteries, this is an issue of a legacy. So if this isn't called out now by Roman Catholics, I mean, I'm just like some guy, right? But if people in the hierarchy don't start calling this stuff out now, where's the Roman Catholic Church going to be in 10 years? Where's it going to be in 20 years? If these are the people leading your dicasteries, if these are the people that are being promoted to cardinals, if these are the people that are, I mean, look at the person who runs a dicastery, the doctrine of faith, right? Cardinal Smoochie. He's out there promoting Skittle stuff all the time. So, I mean, we're just going to get more and more of these spots filled up in the Roman Catholic Church. We're going to see more and more stuff that'll probably get reported on the show, but I would rather it just get resolved. How about that? I would rather Roman Catholic families don't have to worry about their kids being indoctrinated when they send them to Sunday school. How about that? How about we just like and love people and call this stuff out so it doesn't affect people more than it needs to? Anyway, so this person who is this archbishop who was appointed over the dicastery and his pro-Skittles views were mentioned in a 2020 book by Luciano Moy, a senior, I can't even pronounce that name, a senior journalist for the Italian Bishops' Conference daily newspaper. In his book, he argues that the church should look at chastity within a Skittles relationship the same way it looks at chastity within marriage. It's trying to blur the lines here. As an example of how the church should begin to do this, the author cited the Archbishop's response to the Skittles marriage in 2017 of a Skittles Catholic scout leader. In the author's words, the Archbishop threw everyone off. He refused the role of the judge. He didn't absolve, but neither did he condemn. He invited the community to reflect together, to understand if, even from such a divisive occurrence, one can receive aspects of grace and intervention in search of moderation that invited and of that invitation to welcome, discern, and integrate. Okay, this is his citation: to welcome what? Skittles marriage, to discern this, and to integrate. This doesn't seem super vague to me. But normally when you have these kinds of people talk about this stuff, it's like a little mealy mouth. It's like this double speak. They're using like terms. They're not going to say, yes, we want Skittles marriage in the church. They're going to say, let's discern. Let's welcome them. Let's integrate. Integrate's a little straightforward. Anyway, you get the point. An invitation to welcome, discern, and integrate. That was his response to the Skittles marriage of a Roman Catholic Cub Scout leader. Basing itself on sacred scripture, which presents Skittles acts as grave depravity, tradition has always declared that, yada, yada. So he's just saying why this is bad. So pretty much we have another bad appointment. This seems to be the next in a long line of bad appointments by Pope Leo. At this point, it doesn't seem like, and I mean, we know this isn't the case. It doesn't seem like it's just a case of incompetence. It seems like these people are being selected for their views, because we just had another one appointed to the cardinalate that had the same exact views as this guy, and a bunch of people in the Skittles community basically getting promotions in the Roman Catholic Church, it seems like.